He used to call, he used to plan, he used to show up, and then something changed. Not overnight, but enough that you felt it. Fewer texts, vague replies. You're still in touch technically, but emotionally, it's like he's somewhere else. And now you're stuck between two painful thoughts. Do I say something and risk pushing him away? Or say nothing and watch it fade? In this video, I'm going to explain exactly what's happening when a man stops trying, and more importantly, how to shift the energy in a way that makes him lean back in, without begging or losing yourself. If you've ever been here, you know how lonely this moment feels. You go from having someone pursue you to wondering if you're imagining the distance. You second-guess every message. Do I sound too needy? Too cold? Should I text first? Should I wait? You even go back through old conversations just to feel what it used to be like. And it hurts, because you miss how you felt when he was trying. This emotional drop? It doesn't mean you're crazy. It means the energy changed and the connection slipped out of alignment. So let's talk about why this happens, not from a place of blame, but understanding. In the beginning, a man is driven by desire, not just to be close to you, but to matter to you. His attention, his jokes, his plans, they're all ways of saying, I want to be important in your world. But if he starts to feel like his effort doesn't land, or like he can't make you happy, or even that you're not that impressed, he doesn't confront it. He pulls back, slowly, subtly, quietly. Not because he's checked out, but because he doesn't feel like he's winning with you anymore. It's not your fault. It's not his either. It's a psychological pattern, and once you see it clearly, you can shift it. The first thing you have to do before you say anything, before you press send, is reset the emotional tone between you. Because what's happening right now is that your connection has gone from magnetic to mechanical. You're both technically still connected, but the feeling is gone. The playfulness, the warmth, the spontaneity, all of it's been replaced by overthinking and walking on eggshells. And that pressure? He feels it too. Even if you're not saying anything, he can sense the emotional tension, and it makes him withdraw even more. So, instead of reacting with more questions, try a reset. Not silence, not sarcasm, but a clean, low-pressure message that breaks the pattern. Here's one I've used myself. I've missed the way we used to talk. No pressure. I just wanted to say that. You're not blaming. You're not demanding. You're just naming the shift softly, and that opens a space where he doesn't feel attacked but invited. You're reminding him what connection used to feel like, and that feeling is what makes people lean in again. This isn't about baiting him. It's about diffusing the pressure so the natural spark has space to return. Here's something most women aren't told. Men don't fall in love through words. They fall in love through function, through contribution. That means if he used to open doors for you or fix things for you or make you laugh when you were stressed, that was his love language. That was him feeling valuable. When a man stops trying, it's not because he doesn't care. It's because he no longer feels like he adds something to your life. So how do you shift this? You invite his value back. Let's say he was always the one who helped you talk through problems. Ask for his opinion on something, not in a testing him way, but in a I value your perspective way. Let's say he's good with finances or technology. You could say, I've been trying to figure this out and thought of you. You're always sharp with this stuff. See what that does? You're letting him feel useful again, like he matters. And that feeling is magnetic for a man. You're not stroking his ego. You're reactivating his instinct to contribute, which is where most male desire actually lives. The moment he remembers that he's still important to you in a way that isn't needy but natural, that's when the effort starts to return. Here's the most subtle but powerful shift of all: learning how to speak in his emotional language. This isn't about manipulation or saying what you think he wants to hear. It's about understanding that what moves you emotionally may not be what moves him. See, women are often taught to express how they feel, but men tend to respond to how they feel when they're around you. If he used to feel powerful, wanted, and admired, and now he feels like he's failing or falling short, that emotional drop is the reason he's pulling away. So instead of trying to get a reaction, speak to the version of him that you want to see show up again. You could say something like, "You always had this calm energy that made me feel safe. The way you used to listen, it stuck with me. Something about how you show up when it really counts. I've always respected that." These aren't compliments, they're reflections. And what they do is remind him of the best version of himself, the one he likely felt when he first started pursuing you. That's the part of him you want to speak to, not the avoidant, distracted version, the man he wants to be and maybe just forgot how to access. When a man sees himself through your eyes and likes what he sees, that's when he comes back on his own. The shift didn't happen overnight for me. It started with a small decision to stop trying to fix the situation and start trying to understand it. Because when a man pulls back, our instinct is to either chase harder or go cold. We either try to reignite what we had or pretend we don't care. But both of those reactions come from fear. The fear of losing something that once felt safe. The fear of not being chosen. And what I had to learn slowly, sometimes painfully, was that the only thing I could truly control was the energy I was bringing into the connection. I stopped texting to get a reaction. I stopped performing calmness when I was actually feeling anxious. I got honest with myself, not just about what I wanted, but about how I was showing up. And something interesting happened. I started showing up with less pressure and more clarity. I wasn't cool girl calm. I was grounded. I wasn't a chill girl agreeable. I was real. That shift changed the way I communicated. It changed the way I listened. It changed the way I held space when things felt unclear. And the energy changed. He started leaning back in, not dramatically, not overnight, but consistently. I wasn't waiting for the right moment anymore. I was creating a new kind of moment, one that felt calm, connected, and clean. And it wasn't because I followed some step-by-step script. It was because I understood the emotional landscape we were in. If you're watching this and something inside you is saying, "Yes, this is exactly where I'm at," then I want to invite you deeper into that same understanding. There's a way to show up in this space, the confusing in-between where he's distant but not gone, that brings clarity and softness back into the connection. It's not about tricks. It's not about tactics. It's about learning the emotional language that men don't always say, but feel deeply when it's spoken to them. If you're ready to learn how to speak that language, the one that brings effort back without chasing, I've linked something below that changed everything for me. It helped me reconnect with myself before reconnecting with him, and that's why it worked. And whether or not it's for you, just know this: you're not too much, you're not hard to love, and you're not making this up. The energy changed and you felt it. Now it's time to change the way you respond to that energy, gently, powerfully, and fully in your worth. Before you click off, I want to give you a glimpse of what's coming next, because this journey doesn't end here. Understanding why he pulled away is only the first part. The next step? Learning how to create a kind of emotional pull that keeps him invested without you having to chase, prove, or perform. There's something called the hero instinct. You might have heard of it. But most explanations oversimplify it. They turn it into make him feel needed, like it's some script or hack. That's not what I'm about. The truth is, this instinct runs deeper than most people understand. It's not about flattery. It's not about ego. It's about creating a space where a man feels like the best version of himself, not because you dim your light, but because you reflect back what's already inside him. In the next video, I'm breaking it all down, how this emotional trigger works, why it's so powerful, and how to activate it in an authentic way that doesn't feel fake or forced. If you've ever felt like you give and give but still end up feeling unseen or unchosen, this next piece will explain why and what to do about it. Click the next video, and let's go even deeper into the psychology of real connection.